Handa na ba kayo for another Friday Night Jam on Friday Nights with Kuya Louie? Live from Portland, Oregon, here's Portland's Philan Concert King, Kuya Louie.
Yes. Magandang hapon po dito sa Amerika. Actually, 7 o'clock still hapon dahil medyo maliwanag pa sa labas. But it's 101 degrees dito po sa Portland, Oregon. At naiingit ako dahil sa Seattle daw po mga kaibigan. It's only in the 80s. Para na rin Las Vegas to. And of course, ang pinaka-ano dito sa amin yung humidity. Medyo humid dito sa amin. But anyways mga kaibigan, it will not stop us to welcome one of our guests. Actually, amazing artist all the way from Seattle, Washington. But before we do that, mga kaibigan, we just have to thank our sponsors. Of course, we have Americ Travel LLC by Gina and Eric Bergman. We have Forex Oregon by Angelica Mofford. We have Serenity Entertainment, Ate Shirley Sheng, and Beauty Me Skincare, mga kaibigan. Thank you so much po. And of course, I would like to greet everyone who are celebrating their birthdays, anniversaries, anything, mansari, whatever, kung ano man po yung mga celebrate natin. Sana po enjoy po tayo. And of course, Tita Angie, Tanedo, happy birthday tomorrow. Sana po mag-enjoy po kayo ng celebration na tomorrow. And of course, Hilda Lagamon, yes. Hilda, happy birthday. Enjoy your party tomorrow. And of course, please don't forget tomorrow then ang concert, Mikong River Band sa Mikong Bistro po. New Wave concert po. August 23, Saturday at 7 p.m. Pero mga kaibigan, kilala ko po itong guest natin for a long time actually. I think I was just starting then when we had shows in Seattle. I think twice yata yun. And of course, we have James Arenas, ang aming producer. James, kung saan ka man doon, hello. But anyways, mga kaibigan, I would like to, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Vigil from Seattle. Hi, Vigil.
Hello. Kamusta, Louie? Thank you for having me.
Of course.
It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Yes. Magpakilala ka naman sa ating mga manonood ngayon.
Oo naman. My name is Vigil. I'm an artist here, there in the Philippines. Dati here, I live dito sa Seattle now. I was originally signed under Dino Records. Pero now I live here in Seattle and I went to school here and of course, doing shows here in Seattle and wherever else in the U.S. Thank you for having me. And of course, we'll talk about my upcoming show in just a bit.
Yes, mga kaibigan, of course, Vigil is an amazing artist. He is a recording artist in the Philippines, yung Dyna Records. Yung mga siguro kapanahonan namin will still recognize that. Pero sa ngayon, medyo, alam mo na high-tech na ngayon ang mga recording. But,
okay lang yan.
Yeah. But, dito pa rin siya, still in the music industry and he will be having a show around August 30 actually and September. At alam mo, palipad from all the way from California going back to Seattle and different states here in the US. Jill, what keeps you going? Hindi Energizer, ha? But what keeps you going?
Energizer battery lang talaga. No, Louie, you're right. It's been a while. I think when I first moved here in Seattle, I think the very first show that I did here was with you, and I remember, at that time, I moved here. No one really knew who I was. Dahil I never told anyone who I was. I don't think James even knew who I was at the time. He just knows that I'm a performer. I sing and things like that. But I've never really told him like things that I've done. He later, we got to know each other better, and he heard my songs on the radio in the Philippines and came back here, and we did another show together. And it's been a while since you and I has worked together. Pero I know we see each other in town. What keeps me going? I think this the sheer love for music, I just feel like there's so much to learn. I started singing when I was 5 years old, Louis, and natatawa ka ba? Ikaw talaga. It's music to me. I think it's such a stable part of my life. It's something that I do when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when life is good, when life is bad. It is my one go-to place is music, and there was a time after experiencing a little bit of notoriety in the Philippines. I did a sign a contract with Dyna Records. I was offered a contract with other record company, but I decided to come back home in Seattle to go back to school because I wanted to be more than a musician. I wanted to be educated as well. So I came back in the middle of my contract with Dyna, and went to school, and of course I graduated. And music somehow, I thought for a very long time, Louis, I thought that that's what I was gonna do professionally, education wise. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a dietitian. So I thought that's what I was gonna do, and I was okay with that. Somehow music found me again, and I started performing again locally, and I realized that there's still an audience, and I was offered a chance to have a comeback show in Hawaii, and I really didn't want to do it. Pero kasi sabi ko, sandali, guys, may kilala pa ba kay Vigil? It's been a long time. But the concert was a complete sold out show, which really engaged something in me, that there's still people who are listening to Vigil, who's listening to my music. So with that, I realized I wanted to be more than just a musician. I wanted to write my own songs. I wanted to learn how to do that, and I wanted to learn how to do it right. No, because anybody can write a song,
Yeah.
diba? But to write a song that has a substance, yun.
Bigla ako natawa doon, Just
Oh.
anybody can write a song, but a song with a substance, definitely.
Oo naman, 'di ba? Like yung gusto mo pag sumulat ka ng kanta na yung pag kinakanta mo siya may hugot. May kabit sa audience mo, 'di ba? So I wanted to learn to do that kasi being a Dyna recording artist, majority of the time you work with a producer, and majority of the time your producer will give you songs, and you just learn those songs, especially if you're a new artist, diba? Hindi ka pa pwedeng pumalag.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
hindi ka pa pwedeng pa, so you just learn a song that somebody wrote for you, and hopefully it's a good song, and for me, I was very lucky that a gentleman named Jun Murala wrote Iibig Muli for me, and then his brother, who's Mitch Murala, is a member of SOS, Society of Seven.
Yeah.
And he composed the music for that song, and we recorded that song in real time. That was the demo that was given to Dyna, and it was the song that gave me the record contract from Dyna. So it became my very first single from Dyna, and within a 1 week of releasing that song, it went number one, which I was very grateful for, because it's an opportunity to really not just hone my talent as a singer, but it's an opportunity for me to really work with a lot of artists sa Pilipinas. Dahil ang gagaling na artists sa Pilipinas. It's so amazing. And because of that, after recording my album with Dyna, I wanted to continue to learn to write songs. I wanted to do that. And so I went and wrote songs that I feel like, has substance. I brought it to my producer in Hawaii. We collaborated on the music, the rhythm of the music, and we finished one song. And I asked them, I said, may substance ba tong kantang to? Sabi ko, pag hindi, you have to tell me. Sabi niya, I want you to go back home sa Seattle. I want you to continue writing. And so I did. And that kept me going. That kept me striving to be better. Really, to answer that question that you had, ang haba ng sagot ko, sorry. Pero
Parang ano sobrang ano tawag dito.
detail talaga, no? Para sa iyo lang, Louie. Para sa iyo lang.
Salamat.
That kept me going. And that really is, parang it ignited my passion for music.
True. Alam mo kasi, Vigil, kaya ako tawag dito, I asked that question to a lot of artists kasi sa totoo lang naman, dito sa Amerika, you really have to think about it. Will it, help me financially? Will it help me, I would say, like, be motivated? And yeah, those questions. At dito sa Amerika, mahirap kasi you have to work like the regular job, the 9 to 5. Then you have to
Yes.
if you wanna pursue music, you have to pay for it. You're an independent music producer.
Yes.
It's very difficult. But sinabi mo kanina, the one thing na talaga nagpabalik sa'yo is because there's still some people who support you. There's some people that want to listen to your voice, that want to listen to your performance stage. So I think that's the best motivation and that you will have in life because again, artists will be nothing without the supporters. And you have that. And I think you're on the right track. Sabi nga na
Thank you. Totoo yan, Louie. And, and I always say this, artists, you can be the greatest artist in the world if you don't have a team around you that supports you in the right way, that motivates you, that isn't just a yes person, isn't just when you're doing bad, they tell you did bad. That when you're doing good, you did great. Those are the things na importante sa artist. Kasi you can't be great all the time. And so to have the right people around you, to have the right team, for me, I'm very, very lucky because I've always had amazing people around me. Starting when I started singing professionally, Louie, from Hawaii, I was discovered by my managers, Arman and Alice Basmente, along with Mary Cordero. And they saw something in me that really ignited that passion for music because they also saw it. And I didn't see it at the time. I just like to sing. And they saw that it was something special. And so they invested in me financially. They sent me to vocal lessons. They sent me to dance lessons. They sent me to speech lessons. Any lessons that could improve me, they wanted me to be a part of it because they saw something that was going to be great. And so I did all that. And of course, at the time, you don't appreciate it because bata ka pa, no? You don't realize that all of that costs something. And I'm forever going to be grateful for my managers in Hawaii. They are still there. I'm still in contact with them. And of course, moving here, working with James Arenas, and his icon talent, I really was able to pursue a new passion for music, and realizing that there's more things that I want to do, and that also kind of ignited the passion that I wanted to have in regards to my personal wants in helping others. I know. So now I created VRG Entertainment, which is my own production company, and I have an amazing team. My manager, Chon Lastimosa and Joey Lastimosa. Yes, my producer, my co-producer, Bing Ball, and just amazing friends like Miss Rose Alvarez and Rick Alvarez, who continuously believe, not just me, but all the local musicians that we have here. I know there's such amazing people to have around, for sure.
Thank you so much, Vigil, for that, for opening that, aspect, part of your life. But before you become Vigil, of course, you have influences. You said you were telling me earlier that you started singing at the age of 5. So those times, sino talaga yung? Siyempre may mga idol tayo, may mga nilook up tayo, mga mga singers, performers. Pero sino
Yeah.
talaga isa sa
Kaya ang dami, pero if we're gonna hone into someone na talagang ano, no? Kasi, like I said, I've been fortunate to be immersed. Talagang they immersed me in music in Hawaii, no? So I was able to see people like Dan Ho, Society of Seven, almost every day. So I got to see them talagang perform. Hindi lang perform it, they act, they sing, comedy. It's just like an amazing, like, I remember saying, watching Society of Seven and saying to myself, I want to be just like that. Pero, you know, syempre, as a kid, there's these people that you really love. And the two artists that I could really think for in the Filipino community, in OPM music, was Gara Valenciano and Martin Rivera. And then with American music, I really was into the R&B and the soul, the jazz genre of music, like Luther Vandross, James Ingram, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, you know, and there was, and of course Barbara Streisand. There was this pool. I remember my dad coming home from work, and I'm sitting in the living room and listening. I had all these records around me. I have all his records that he collects. And there's, you know, Barbara Streisand, there was James Ingram, there was mga soul music. Sabi niya ganun, anong nangyayari dito sa batang to? You're too young to be listening to those kind of music. Pero I loved it. I was really, I love Martin Rivera for the fact that everyone in Hawaii who was an upcoming musician in the Filipino community looked up to him because Martin was a local boy. He grew up in Hawaii. His father was a member of Society of Seven. So we got to see a lot of him. Of course, after he left to go to the Philippines and live in the Philippines, he would come at least twice, 3 times a year to have a show in Hawaii, and it's always packed. So I always got to see him perform, and I just remember the same kind of entertainment that I saw in Society of Seven, and yung movements, yung the way they perform, and I saw that, and I wanted to learn it, and I wanted to take notes, and I want to absorb all of that, and to this day, it still amazes me how amazing singer both, you know, Martin and Gary V are.
Yeah. That's a really nice what do you call this backstory of your life, Vigil. Not a lot of people knows about it. Akala nila nag-pop up ka lang na parang singer, but I can tell from just as you know, as early as now, that you take it seriously.
I do.
You try to reinvent, enhance yourself to be able
Yes.
to be able to perform better, to do things better. And I think that's the one thing that artists should do. You should never be contented with whatever you have right now, because you know people will get tired of you. So you see,
Yes, 100%, Louis. I think you hit it right on the nose. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to reinvent your music, whatever genre. You have to figure out what kind of an artist you are, and then you solidify that with yourself, and then you work to polish it, and then once you have that down pat, you know who you are as an artist, because it's a package deal. People has to be able to look at you and connect what they see with what they're hearing, because we're visual and hearing people, and so all of those matter, and what you just said is exactly right. What they saw from you 2 years ago, they wouldn't want to see something else 2 years later. So reinventing yourself, reinventing the kind of music that you present to your audience, it's a must, kasi it makes things interesting, diba? I mean, you're a musician yourself. You're an entertainer yourself. I think you know exactly what I'm saying.
Yes, totoo yan. And that's why I was like, that's especially dito as a local artist, because dito sa America, we're not the same as the artists in the Philippines. Dito parang kaya ka nilang abutin because you you deal with them almost every day. You see them at parties, and sometimes it's so hard to how would I say that, to separate that as a person, as an entertainer. Because as an entertainer, we have to be private. We have to have that mystery in us to be able for the to be able for us for us for the audience to be curious about what we're doing, about who is this person. Kasi too much familiarity, mawawala ang value mo if you wanna, if you're an artist, mawawala yung value mo. Kasi parang, oh, nakakasama ko siya palagi, naririnig ko siya kumanta, so why should I go to his shows? So wala na. And that's one thing that audience doesn't really understand, or friends that doesn't really understand. At sinasabihan ka na, oh, nagbago na yun, ganyan. But actually, no. Mahirap din para sa mga artists na gawin yon, and sometimes you have to understand that. And Vigil, with what do you call this? Galing ka dito ka sa Seattle, tapos umuwi ka ng Pilipinas to pursue music, and then went back to Seattle to be able to improve, and then come back again, back sa limelight nga, Vigil. Do you think you really have to, I mean, as an artist, not just for me, not just for you, but for everyone else, every artist, kailangan ba talaga na mag-step back ka muna? Or, just continue doing it, and like, reinventing yourself along the way? Kailangan ba mawala ka muna mawala ka sa spotlight?
Good question. For me, it wasn't a plan. I think when I decided to come back sa America, talagang kinukulit ako ng mami ko sa kanya. It's time for you to go back to school. And unfortunately, that was the time where things started happening. I have a #1 hit in the radio. My second hit was coming up. I did a song with a producer named Dennis Garcia, who is the founder of Hot Dog. That song became the soundtrack for Pusong Mamon, which is a movie under Viva production, and that starred Lawrence Valentino, Albert Martinez, and many other, Eric Kison, and many other talented Filipino actors and actresses. When that happened, I was actually in transition of management. So I was going to sign under Boy Abunda when I decided that it was time for me to come back to America and go to school. And I'm very fortunate to be able to say this, because there was so many projects that was coming in. And I was all alone I didn't have a team. Of course, I had my Dyna team that was assigned to me by my record company, pero I didn't have a team of people that really was watching out for me. And when I went back to America, it wasn't a plan. It was just sort of things that I thought I needed to do. At the time, I was under a 5-year album deal with a 5-album deal with Dyna Records, and we only finished the first one. I was working on my second one, and I decided to take a break. And when I came back home, I decided to go to school, and I guess that's what you're asking in stepping back to the out of the limelight. It wasn't a plan for me. But it gave me an opportunity later on when I decided I wanted to go back to the music again. It gave me an opportunity to question myself. How is it that I want to present myself? Because at this point, I graduated college already. I'm no longer that 20-something Vigil from Dyna Records. I'm now more mature. I'm older, obviously. I'm I'm more educated than I shouldn't say I'm more mature. I wasn't more mature. I'm just older. Pero it gave me an opportunity to question myself. How is it that I want to present Vigil this time? So I guess the answer is yes and no. Yes, if you know exactly what your who you are as an artist.
Sure, yeah.
Kasi once you know who you are as an artist, yung reinvention comes, it's secondary. Kasi, okay, now you know you want to present, this is who I am, this is who Vigil is, this is who Louie is, right? Okay, now how do I want to present that? Musically, and how do I want to present it visually? So when I'm performing up on stage, what is it that I want people to understand and know about me? And does my look match what I'm singing?
Yes.
Does my music match who I am as an artist? And is it coming across to my audience the way I want it to?
Yeah.
Diba?
Correct.
Yeah.
Tama yan. Bago tayo magdire-diretso, Vigil, baka magalit sa ating itong mga nanonood sa atin.
Ay, napapasarap ang usapan. Sorry po.
Sorry po. Actually, tsaka maraming kwento si Vigil, and I like it because it's so detailed, and we know more things about him, about his journey, his musical journey. Pero sabi nga nila, this interview will not be possible without the help of your manager, Chona Lastimosa. Of course, Ate Percy is watching Pepe's Lumpia, Filipino restaurants in Bremerton and Auburn, right? Tama ba ako? Yes.
Mhm.
And we have Kineki. I like the name. Kineki. Yeah, and then Alan Bagaso Valenzuela, listening from Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Yes. And of course, I would like to say hi to my mom who's watching also, and my kids. Ayan. Mga kaibigan, sa songwriting po tayo, and as we discussed earlier, we were talking earlier about the song Iibig Muli. So actually, nakikita ko yung journey ni Vigil is umibig siya. And then medyo yung pag-ibig siya medyo lumabo ng konti. Medyo na what I'm trying to say is you can always fall in love as many times as you want to aim other things, not just like love, like opposite sex or the same or whatever. Pero you can always fall in love to the same thing over and over again. It's just like this time it will be sweeter, it will be easier, it will be happier, di ba? So this song Kang Muli, Vigil, I think it has something some meaning like that na you will always do something that you love, like the thing you're passionate about, di ba?
Right. I wish I can say I wrote this song, but I didn't write the song. But if it was written by Jun Murala, and Jun Murala at the time was my manager sa Pilipinas, and just as I know what I know of him personally, kasi si Kuya Jun talagang siya yung lalaking laging umiibig muli. Like every week there's a no, Kuya Jun is an amazing person. He's I love him because he's the kind of guy who loves love, and he's so easy to love dahil ang bait-bait niya. And so I'm so happy when he wrote this song, and he was so happy because I was able to interpret the song the way that he can hear it. Kasi it is a personal song that he wrote. From previous love to new love to
Yeah, medyo mahirap yan kasi 'di ba? Sometimes mga songwriter talaga they wanted to see, they wanted to feel kung ano yung gusto lang ipahatid. Gusto lang how would I say that?
Padama.
Yeah, interpret. They wanted the song to be interpreted the way they wanted to be interpreted. Diba?
Yes. Oo, tama yan. It's hard. It's hard. When as a singer, when you're singing someone's song, you always say your Hail Mary, because you're hoping that yung interpretation mo of their song is good enough. But for me, I sang it in the way that I can mostly relate. Siyempre, at the time, I was in my very early 20s. did I know about love. Pero, and I didn't really understand what relationship is. Pero, I can understand the lyrics. And so to me, those are the things that I understand. And I can imagine in my head what he's trying to say. So those are the tools that I use to really like to emote the song.
Yes, yes. Because singing is like telling a story. So basically, just telling his story, about love. I believe, he's satisfied with it. He loves it. So
I hope so.
that's good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to, pause for a little bit and listen to the song "Iibig Muli." Canada, I was there actually. love that falsetto Vigil. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. Salamat.
Talaga ang tawag dito. Yan ang minsan, singing is become monotonous and boring if you will just sing, like, you will not put an additional MSG on on the song. Guys, kailangan timplahan mo ng konting MSG para maging maganda.
Talaga lang MSG talaga ang ginamit mong ano ah.
Bawal na, wala nang bagoong ngayon.
As in at salt and pepper na. Salt and
Sige,
pepper.
as in salt and pepper. Kasi nga, nutritionist si Vigil, kaya bawal yung MSG. Pero mga kaibigan, that is iibig muli. Sasabihin ko lang sa lahat na, always be ready to fall in love again. And and there's always gonna be someone out there for you. Of course, mga kaibigan, I forgot to mention it earlier because I'm so excited for this interview. And please don't forget to download the PSL Radio app on Google Play and the App Store. Now, please, again, invite your friends to join us live here on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire TV, and of course on the podcast edition of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, mga kaibigan. So, we were talking about songwriting, Vigil's life. Ngayon, medyo seryoso tayo ng konti.
Takot yan ah. Sige. Game.
Sa family mo,
Okay.
sino talaga yung sinong mahilig kumanta na sino bang very supportive? Mom, dad? Oh, how many are you in the family?
There's 6 of us. I have 5 brothers and sisters, and believe it or not, so the singer in the family is my mom. She has this beautiful melodic voice, and my mom had also aspirations of acting when she was younger. So she's very pretty, very bubbly when she was younger. But music-wise, I learned. I remember growing up listening to her sing around the house, and I just started emulating it. And when I started listening to the radio, I just remember just falling in love with the radio. Like, no one can touch the radio; it's mine, And I
Ito
would.
yung battery pa lang ang ginagamit.
Battery pa lang talaga. Ikaw oo naman. Yes, of course. It was battery pa lang. Siyempre, alam mo naman buhay sa Pilipinas. And at night I would hold a concert for my brothers and sisters where I keep them all hostage in the living room, and I would climb on top of the coffee table, and I would just sing. And I would just sing songs that I learned that day. And no one can leave the living room. I mean, really, I'm thinking back, I realized I just tortured my brothers and sisters.
You probably answered my next question, Vigil, because we as members of the family, especially sa Filipino, we're very close, we're very tight, di ba? And the upbringing is different from being here in the US. But as you were growing up, and right now you're more mature. You're more mature. No, I would say you're better now than before. So basically, it's easier for you to decide. Oh, I want this because I know myself. I want this. But what is the most, I would say, important memories that you have with your family?
I had an opportunity to kind of grow up in 2 cultures, so I was born in the Philippines, and I left the Philippines, and then the rest of my childhood I grew up in Hawaii, which is, to me, is an amazing thing. But a lot of my happy memory, really, I do remember and reflect back to my life in the Philippines, kasi it was so simple. I just remembered life was so simple. Toys were made from, I don't know, sticks that we made, gagamba, that we used to play and catch, and singing. Like, there's a lot of singing. And so I am who I am today as a vocalist, as a singer, because of all those times. They really, my sisters and my family really supported my love and my passion for music. They recognized this at a very young age, and so my sister would sit in the living room and would listen to me sing while doing her homework or doing her dishes or doing her chores. And my brothers would do the same thing. They would make me sing because they know that I enjoy performing. So they really supported my passion for music. And so when I reflect back of the happy times and who I am as a person today, as a musician, I really reflect back on those moments. Kasi it is the high, oh, the
Okay. Like those with the vigils. There you go. Yeah.
there we go.
But anyways, Vigil, I've learned that you've been representing Hawaii, Seattle, Washington, in joining like karaoke world championship, and I believe it's one thing that kind of like hone your skills and like performing and stuff.
Mhm.
How was the experience?
The experience of being a musician here.
Yeah. When when you were like joining the karaoke championship in Las Vegas.
There's this competition that it's called Talent Quest, which is an international competition that I competed against, and I was representing Hawaii. And with this competition, it really is international. You're competing against the best of the best karaoke singers, band singers, professional, amateurs. You're competing with different singers around the world. And I remember, Louis, I remember this group in Hawaii kind of took me in. And at the time, I wasn't, I kind of stepped away from music, I wanted to get back into music again. And this was really the thing that pulled me back in is I started doing vocal competitions again. Of course, this competition, no one knew who I was. And these competitions, you can be an amateur, you can be a professional, you can enter it. I have to say, it is one of the hardest thing I have ever done because ang gagaling ng mga competitors. And I remember I entered this competition in Las Vegas 4 years in a row. The first 2 years, I was very fortunate to be placed second. And my teammate, another teammate from who's representing Hawaii, came first in different category. This was the pop male category. And then the next 2 years, I won first place on pop male category. So 2 years in a row. It is one of the hardest. I say it's one of the hardest things that I've done because ang gagaling. These people bring their A game to the competition, and they bring not just singing, costume, performance. I mean, kung ang prize money, Louis, is $3,000, some people have spent $5,000 on their costume for their showcase, And for me, it's all about the music kasi syempre, you have to look professional, And you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to do that. You can, as long as you look clean, and you're representing yourself and your music the best possible way that you can. Pero this ignited my passion for music again because it became very competitive. Yung competition, and there's also this camaraderie, I mean, backstage hindi kayo nagtitinginan, talagang walang away-away muna tayo. And then when after the competition, you wait till the next day. That evening, magkakasama-sama kayo sa bar and you're all talking about the day. So there's this camaraderie at the same time, ano, which to me was amazing. Kasi I've learned to value friendship from people that you're competing against. Like competition doesn't have to be a negative thing. Competition can be a good thing as long as it's a positive competition.
Yes.
As long as respect is there and you're pushing by yung other artists that you're around with, you're lifting them up kasi you're all in the same field, ano, and giving that extra push to someone kahit sabihin mong nanalo siya, he came in first place and I came in second. You feel good about that little push that you gave him, like do a good job, yung ganun ba? I think that is something that I've experienced a lot in my life, and winning the competition 2 years in a row. I certainly cannot do that on my own. I had people around me that told me I was good, that told me that I'm going to do good, that I can win the competition. And at the time, I was competing against 25 or more people. Ang category kasi ang hirap eh. The category was like top 20, and then top 10, and then top 5. So it was an elimination process. And so you have to be at your best every competition. And it's a 5-day competition. Talagang on day 5, people umiiyak na talaga ang mga tao. There, we are running on fume on day 5. So these competitions that I did in Las Vegas really kind of hinasa uli ako. And so for people out there who likes to do competition, vocal competition, karaoke competition, whatever, there are competitions that wag mong anuhin because karaoke lang sila. Some of the best singers are competing against these karaoke competitions, ano. So it's an amazing platform para hasain yung talent ng tao.
Oh yeah, anything. But again, some people look at it a different way. And mga kaibigan, gusto ko pong ipapanood sa iyo yung performance mo ni Vigil sa Canada ng concert ni Sofronio kasi I can see that, you know, yung mga movements ni Vigil is with the things you learn from the competition. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the second song of Vigil all the way from Canada. I was there, I witnessed it, and I can hear the voice of Joyce. Hi Joyce, and also Emerson, hi, hello. There you go, mga kaibigan. love you. You have nothing. Yes. I would say it's been a part of my life too. That song because yan din yung kinakanta ko sa singing competition when I was like younger.
Nice.
Na ano ko kung pagbaga na-reminisce ko lang parang bumalik lahat yung yung days nung nagko-compete sa singing competition in the Philippines. But yeah, that song is really hard to sing. And I appreciate you adding MSG again. Yeah. A little bit of salt and pepper about that. Alam mo, Vigil, ang bilis ng oras.
I know.
Yeah.
Louie, I know. Alam mo that team. I just want to say thank you to my VRG team, of course. To Steve Arnold, Chona, and Joey Lastimosa, my managers, Bing Ball, my co-producers with VRG Entertainment, Percy Peppa, who's also a part of my VRG team, and of course Joyce. Yung naririnig mong nagsisay I love you. That's ano binayaran ko yan si Joyce.
Of also a good singer, mga kaibigan, Joyce.
Yes. And special thank you to Ate Tita Linda La Pastora, Melanie Esclamado, Tata Chavez, and Jimbo Chavez for all their supports with, of course, my upcoming show as well.
Yes. Hello mga kaibigan dyan sa Seattle. Ayan mga kaibigan. So, Vigil, before we, of course, we finish the show, I just would like to ask for, a little, how would I say that, inspirational word from you on how to, especially for the up-and-coming musicians and then those yung mga kagaya natin na nandito na and still here.
Yes.
Anong ma-advise sa kanila?
Everything. One of the things that was shared to me by someone I looked up to and someone I truly respect in music is that believe in yourself. It's easier said than done, pero everything always starts with you. If you want people to love what you do, you have to love what you do yourself. So and continue to always be better because there is no one person that is an expert on everything. At this point of the game for me, music, it's still a continuous education for me. I'm still learning to be a better songwriter. I'm still learning to be a better vocalist, a better entertainer. There's always still things that I'm discovering about my voice that I was never able to do a year ago. Falsettos that I'm not able to do a year ago, 2 years ago. So there's still a continuous things that I'm learning in regards to performing, music, songwriting, all of that stuff. So to someone out there who wants to pursue music as well, believe in yourself, continue to educate yourself to be a better musician, be respectful of other people's music. That's very, very important because, as we say, we can't make it on our own. There's always people who are big name artists didn't make it on their own. So we need those people to guide us, to help us, to uplift us, and welcome those positive suggestions and encouragement.
Yeah, tama.
Yeah.
Mga kaibigan, of course, Vigil has an upcoming show on August 30th and then on September 6th. So mga kaibigan, let's give them Vigil the floor to invite everyone for his upcoming show.
Thank you. So I do have an upcoming show in Hayward, California at The Grill by Miss G on August 30th. I will be there with many artists from California, including Devo and Miriam. I will also be there with Sansu and many, many more. Of course, Sansu is Elizabeth Ramsey's daughter. And then after August 30th in California, I will be back here in Seattle. I have an album released concert called The One. It will be at the Great American Casino in Taquilla, and that will be on September 6th. And of course, Kasama ko po sila Jasmine Rivera, Julius Mina, Mackenzie, Chona, Elenita, Joyce, and of course Angeli, an upcoming artist here in Seattle. And Louis, I want to thank my sponsors, if that's okay, no, Mr. and Mrs. Rick and Rose Alvarez of Sleep Inn and Comfort Inn and their family for their love and support. Yes, the Great American Casino, where the show is gonna be. La Pastora Farm and Resort in Pangasinan, Philippines. Pepas Lumpia, RCP Medical Staffing, Wawen, thank you so much for your support. Franco Financial Strategies for all your financial advice needs. Himig Records, Hair Mechanics, B12 Mobile, Sajit Arias, Diana's Delicacies in Ordaneta, Philippines, and MC Aesthetic by Marlu Colina, Gideon Epistolan of John L. Smith, and of course all the people that has purchased a ticket. Maraming salamat po. And if you haven't purchased your ticket, please do so. See my posters on Facebook. Again, that's September 6th at the Great American Casino.
Ayan.
Thank you.
Mga kaibigan, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight with another episode of Friday Nights with Kuya Louie. Again, we'll see you again next 2 weeks. Another Friday episode of Friday Nights with Kuya Louie with a different guest. And Vigil, thank you so much for sharing your story, your music to us. I'm sure everyone who watched right now is, of course, enlightened and inspired by your musical journey. And that's what is supposed to be, right? We're here to inspire up and coming musicians, and if they don't listen, or if they don't want to follow whatever we're doing or something like that, then it's on them. Again, as we were talking earlier, that as you grow older, maybe more mature, a lot of experiences, then you will know who you really are as a musician, as an artist, and then transforming yourself to something else is way easier because you know who you are and you know what you're capable of. So, mga kaibigan, thank you so much again, Vigil, for joining us. Maraming salamat po ulit. Kita-kita po ulit tayo next Friday. I'm sure.
Thank you, Louie. Thank you.
The heat, Vegas lights shining bright, Filipino hearts, buhay na buhay. In the city of lights we fly. PHLV Radio, ikaw at ako. Home vibes in the flow, mula sa Las Vegas at home ka dito. Sabay-sabay, we're united, come what may. Sing along, dance away, para sa'yo ito all day. PHLV Radio, ikaw at ako. Home vibes in the flow, mula sa Las Vegas at home ka dito. And learn, we really care. It's our turn, stories to share. Copy bisig, hawak kamay. The Filipino vibe runs high. PHLV Radio, ikaw at ako. Home vibes in the flow, mula sa Las Vegas at home ka dito. sabay-sabay, we're united, come what may.